Hello, and welcome to Pillars of Eternity. We have an Animancer to speak with, see if he has anything good to say about himself. Or was it just a trunk we needed to open? It honestly matters not.
Laying low.
Move this way.
I'll stay out of sight.
Battle Sage. This strange device seems to thrum with power. Is that an electric chair? Yes, yes it is. Fun.
Good day to you.
A woman paced back and forth, her feet crunching on the soft red carpet. She gestured and mumbled to herself, shaking her head as she pored over pages of notes. She almost walked into me. Axossi, here I am, looking too hard for answers in my research that I do not see the kid standing in front of me. What can I do? Can you tell me more about animancy in the Valiant Republics? It is a dynamic and respectful field. Even the Blackridge incident did little to slow it. The people in the Republics are most accepting of risk, less superstitious, ready to try anything that shows promise. It's a shame that not many here are so hostile towards animancy. So, okay. It is, but such is the way of Direwood. Sure. The people here are fierce about their sovereignty, but they are not so independent from their Adrian brothers and their Glamphatian neighbors as they would like to think. They rely too much on the mysterious workings of the gods and fear the very advances they need. Something else you need? What exactly do you do here? According to my research grant, I study awakening. Supplementing pre-awakened souls has been one of Animancy's greatest successes, and I am working on a method to replicate the process of awakened souls. She ground at her lips. But the truth is that I find few suitable subjects here. Wilden's legacy left plenty of awakened souls, but most are too broken for study. I fear I will return to Ragua with nothing to show for my effort. I am awakened myself. I've been recalling flashes of past lives. She scratched her chin. Most interesting, but not the kind of awakening I can study, I'm afraid. I need someone whose awakened soul can be triggered with predictable similarity. Souls such as these tend to manifest as altered personalities in the host, but I thank you for the offer. Okay, I guess there's nothing else we can speak about.
I'll see what I can find.
Ooh. The most unfortunate thing, yeah, we already have this one. Gold.
Nice and quiet.
Anyway, to stay here. An animancer scribbled furiously on the parchment scroll while his free hand danced through the air, counting off unseen object. His lips moved in a silent discourse. As my shadow fell over his scroll, he looked up with mangled perplexity and irritation.
Hail and well met.
Can I help you? He forces a polite smile. What are you working on? My area of focus is weakness. More especially, how to cure them. And when do you study them? What kind of a question is that? Just think of all the families that could be healed, the lives that could be restored. What could be important? Animancy has an answer here. I know it. It's simply a matter of working it out. Okay, we know what wicks are. We're gonna ask him anyway. A hollow bone who received a transparent animal soul during infancy, while the animal sees early efforts to cure the legacy, not successful one. They show signs of development, abnormalities, throughout their childhood, but when they reach adulthood they become aggressive, feral, but still victims in need of care. That was an odd solution. We animals were trying to do something about the crisis better than letting it swallow in generations of children. We started the fixed point on the war. And despite the controversy, it only went so far because, at first, it seemed to work. People called it salvation. Children that had never been responsive to any kind of stimuli suddenly seemed aware of their surroundings, of their families. The complications don't begin until February. But when incompatibilities between body and soul take place, children become violent, ravenous. But we paid dearly for our mistake, I promise you. Angry mobs hunted down animals and burned down their homes, with them still in sight, often as not. People took the calling to it a cruel salvation, and many still laud us for it. But we wanted to stop the legacy as much as anyone. The public begged for our help, and we did the best we could. I still don't know. That absolves us, I see. I don't care, I'm just looking around. Then we're quick about it, and don't touch anything. The Satranium has a lax visitor policy, but I don't. Without another word, he resumed his work. In the corner of Mordrin's lab rested a large, wrecked trunk. It seems likely to contain something important, if only by virtue of its size. Nothing grabbed my attention except for the large padlock on the front. Whatever the Sandmancer gives in here, it does not want anyone to see it. Shall I unlock it? Sure. You take the key you acquired from Helic and place it in the lock. It fits perfectly and turns with a solid clock. The trunk holds no grimoire or treasure. Instead, I found myself standing into the feral gaze of a filthy maw of twisted monstrous creature. It's a humanoid form. It's been overwhelmed by bony angles and terrible claws. With a start, I recognize the shape of a young girl beneath the elonged, malformed bones and grayish skin. It glowed and leaped from the trunk, not towards me, but towards Mordred. Mordred has no time to scream before his throat is torn out. Well. Cool. Didn't contain anything that I needed. Requires a key. Well, that was fun. We need to go back to the catacombs and kill that bastard. Now, because we did something horrible unwillingly, mind you, I would have done that if he asked me, but that creature attacked me, and he did not warn me of the danger. He deserves to die now. Anyway, House Duhamel, Raymond's Manor. Let's go to Raymond's Manor. Maybe we can work with those guys. No. No, we won't. The mortared stone wall is shattered by carves. A knotty green vine climbs all the way up to an open window. Two orange shutters seem to beckon me in. Let's go with a grappling hook. You cast your grappling hook, and it catches on the window sill. The rope remains taut. I put a weight on it. Climb the rope. Bracing your legs against the wall, you climb the rope. You perch atop a wet sill and steady myself against the frame while a breeze cools my back. I detected movement inside the house. Blinking as my eyes adjust to the dim interior, I slipped inside the man.
Quiet.
No, it would be best if I had hit this way alone. We know about House Duhamel actually. I've read the story. Yeah. Everyone here? I'll venture forth alone. Don't give your positions away. Okay, Heather, you can have this for now. Hello, secret? Okay, disarm the chap. No. Okay, there has to be a way I can disarm this. Bet this guy can.
All done.
Cool. Go back, go back. Stay over here. Can we escape?
Yes?
Yes. Okay, I climbed down the window, gripping the rope. I eased myself down the wall to the safety ground. Okay, I think that was the quest. We didn't trigger any alarms, and that was funny. Move to House Duhamel once more. Anyway, let's move in.
You have something for me, I hope?
Yeah, here it is.
Already? And without so much as a sneeze from the guards next door? Oh, very discreet indeed. This should keep the knights and the dozens in their place. A rare prize indeed. Take this. You've earned it. My father, Gedmar, will be pleased to learn that I've acquired such a gem. And an ally. Go and speak with him upstairs. He's been looking for someone with your skill.
Tell the guards you're a distant cousin. They'll understand. Farewell then. That wasn't enough. Oh. Tax collected, lost to bandits. Still earned 500, so I'm happy.
I'm on the trail.
Duhamel guard?
I'll stay out of sight.
We don't need that. Right, I think I've checked all of those. Should I go speak with him right now? Well, for now I don't need his help. Let's go take a look. Okay, he's supposed to be here, right?
On the hunt. I can do that.
Thank you. Tadawood, Part 1. Okay, we have this book already. Right of the Inmate Wilds. Physical type of magical scroll contains on scroll allows the reader to grant specific skill bonus to all his or her allies for a long duration. Okay, cool. Lord Genmar Dumau was a man of presence. He wore a finery in the style of Adrian nobility, yet there were scars across his knuckles and bruises on the neck of a few highborn bear.
My son mentioned that you might come seeking work and advancement. I believe we can work out an arrangement. However, you must understand that such an arrangement will no doubt put you in opposition to the Knights of the Crucible, and to a lesser degree, the Dozens.
Let's just nod. A cool head and closed lips. Very good.
Know my terms before we proceed. You've served my house well thus far. Individuals of your skill are always in demand in House Dominel. What I require will be both dangerous and illegal, which you have no doubt surmised.
And who is to say what is legal? The gods, the guards, the pathetic duke. He began pacing behind his desk. Failure will mark you as an enemy of House Duhamel, and many of others in power of Defiance Bay. His feet made no sound as he crossed the velvet carpet. Tempers are rising in the city, and many are quick to perceive threat. You will have to accept this task without foreknowing of the details. I expect nothing less than an absolute loyalty from someone seeking the favor of my house. This is asking too much. Now is the time to withdraw. Should you succeed, however, you'll be rewarded most generously. House Duhamel is a wealthy and powerful ally. And yes, I know it's Duhamel, but I'm gonna call it Duhamel. Why not? Do we have a deal? I accept your terms.
My forefathers taught the citizens of Defiance Bay to fear and respect the Dominel name. In the wake of Hadrit's rebellion, establishing a reputation was most expedient. We don't live in the same world as they. Trouble is brewing, but this time we must be careful if we want to avoid the crossfire.
The Knights of the Crucible have grown bold amidst the chaos. They fear the Dozens and their ability to coax an angry mob. They seek to assert their authority the only way they know how, by stomping over every other bastion of power in the city. He handed me a tight into fist, his scar shapes and white across his knuckles. Marshal Wendfell has become a problem. He's taken a prisoner instead in some of House Duhamel's business activities. I will neither be brightened, nor threatened, nor convinced by any other means. He is intersigned, a weed, and if nothing is done, he will turn the full force of the Crucible heap on us. So you want this weed pulled?
You are quick to understand. Wenfeld can be found in Crucible Keep of First Fires, one of the most well-guarded buildings in the city. His piety should make it simple enough to corner him. I want the Knights to go to war with the Dozens, not with us. Tensions are high enough that it won't take much to turn them against each other. Leave this token on the altar of Abidan in the chapel. It will send a clear message to the Knights.
It shall be done. Well, someone's going to be mad at someone after this. Okay, we're just
Hail,
keep looking,
traveler.
right? Yeah. She wanted us to kill someone, if I'm not mistaken. Someone who insulted her. This house is so wonderful.
I heard about your new assignment. I also heard that my father asked you to make sure the dozens take the fall. Don't. My father's a shrewd businessman, but he's too cautious. Defiance Bay used to respect us. House Dominel needs that respect again if we're going to survive the coming changes. Don't plant the token.
Okay, thank you. I actually don't respect you as much as your father. After all, he threatened me. He did not. You should really trust him. After all, he built his business on top of corpses of so many others. Perhaps he knows what he's doing. We need to go back to the catacombs. There are still quests to be done.
Been a pleasant surprise traveling with you, Horavius.
Nice of you to say that. I was on the road alone for years, and I'm happy to have company for a change.
My part of the country has a saying about Orlans. Face of skin, let 'em in. Face of hair, best beware. But you're more like a skin-faced Orlan.
Are you fucking kidding me? Well, my tribe has a saying, head of brunette, they're all set. Head of blonde says everything wrong.
Wait, was that bad? I meant it as a compliment.
Oh, you should have known better. Let's climb the rope again. And kill everyone in there, why not?
I'll stay out of sight.
Hey,
Alrighty. I'm gonna walk in there. Very well. Yeah, we didn't kill them, but I totally could if I wanted to. Still, it was fun.
You're from Gilded Vale? Then you're close to home.
close can mean a lot of things.
Surely you'll go back when this is all over.
Dunno. Guess that all depends.
We shall see. Right. Young Glamfatia named Tharson, Blackenbury Inn. Okay, we'll speak with her later. A voice from the past. Delton, a retired adventurer in the Copperlands. Okay. Yeah, let's go to the Copperlands, the catacombs, and finish off that old wizard. Or as I call him, old relic. Right, I still can't pick that up. Okay, go here. Actually, go over here. Still have that resting bonus. Okay, maybe we should go downstairs after that. I'll see. Beneath.
I'll see what I can find.
Stay in position, everyone. Right here. I think you should be
Ready,
the fastest one right now.
Sure.
Let's go talk to him. Did you find my grimoire? I opened the Modron's chest, if that's what you mean. He placed his hand on the table and leaned forward. Tell me everything. The look on his face, the sound of his screams, I want to bask in every glorious detail. That wasn't part of our agreement. Where's your sense of humor? At least you've given me a good laugh. And now, your reward. You asked for Rowan, and here she is, small enough to care without you. She was formidable warrior, and now her soul is formidable talisman. It served me well these years, but I've moved on to bigger and better things. Now, like so many things, it passed to the next generation. Use it as you see fit, or give it to the miserable old sap Doughton. He shrugged his bony shoulders and returned his look. Whatever you decide, our business is ended. A soul prowled within the bloodstone like a caged staggler. It filled his fierce, restless energy. Who are you? You saw an image in your mind, a woman in heavy leather armor, hearing twin daggers. Next to her is a man, young and handsome, who called her Rowena. The vision shifted to white sweet plain next to a lake. 50 men and women in matching leathers lay dead, their bodies congealed and deformed by other sinister sorcery. Rowena fell amongst them, her body collapsing next to a young man you saw earlier. She is too weak to speak, but the name Doughton appears in your mind. A lone figure starts across the battlefield, barely bothered to step over the corpses. His eyes were filled with a natural light and fixed on Rowena. He reached out to her, and what little life remained in her body departed. When he took the amulet from around her neck, I felt her anguished soul trapped within. With final contemplation glance at the fallen Doughton, the man departed. What do you want? You see an image of an amulet shattered and the soul inside raising and dispelling amongst the stars. Doughton sent me to find you. The soul pulsed with warmth. It filled my mind with memories of young men who was both bold and generous, but fury and despair knew those images away until all I could see were cold crimson walls pressing against me, as something loathsome feeding off me as the years fade into decades. Farewell then. We're still gonna kill him.
Hey. Of course. You're not getting through.
Okay, good dog.
Hey.
Something? Consider it dead.
Leave it to me.
Foolish creatures. You never stood a chance. A fine robe. You can have that. And a grimoire. Hey, you had your grimoire, you liar. fine sculptor. I think we can head downstairs from here. Should I though? You know, yeah, let's do it. What's the worst that can happen, right?
I'm on the trail.
Items like grappling hooks, hammers and chisels said are always consumed when they are used in physical interactions. Okay, cool. In front of me loomed a ghostly hollow image of a man who was present at my awakening. He casted a pale sickly light in the dank corner as he regarded me.
You are from Kratom, my boy.
His words were an echo in my mind from time long past, and I knew my response before I spoke it, as if it has always been. What? Yes, I was born there.
A remarkable city. Truly one of the most impressive we have encountered outside of our own. Many exceptional people who have joined our cause come from Kratom. What made you decide to join our order?
I went through dark times, nothing made sense. That so changed when your order came to my homeland.
Little makes sense in the false contexts much of the world has lived under for so long. It is by the mercy of the gods that our faith has been able to reach so many of the heathen in more recent times. Are you ready to take the oath? To spread the word of the gods to the lost and heathen?
I am. So, a quest you say? Okay, let's examine Kana, as always. Nathan was a Glamphatian murderer who was notorious for both his brutality and his ability to avoid capture by a tribe's best hunters. When he was finally captured and put to death, his body was buried in a secret place near a Kelgan Rylak. Ario had given an unusual recommendation in the hopes that the Angwidian ruins would capture the cure's soul and prevent it from returning to the wheel. During the recent cleansing celebration, a Norland child stumbled across Nadron's grave. Not realizing what she had found, she told her parents, who guessed what it was, and in turn told the members of the tribe. Within a day, Nadron's burial site had been plundered by a few foolhardy Glamphatians, the bloody carried away from the ritual purposes. All that remained was the ring finger from his right hand. Jan Fateh opposed the use of Nymphen's body for preparing the sacred object and will reward anyone who can return it to them.
Nice and quiet.
Nothing of note here.
Now what's this all about?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay, Tomak. Gee, I wonder if this thing is going... Skulls, go. Is going to spawn something that's gonna try to kill me.
Ready, Watcher.
Okay, let's send
Hey.
our most armored dude here. Or our
Hey.
fastest.
Ready, Watcher.
Sagami.
Feels like I ate bad seal meat.
That should be fine.
Need
Why
something?
don't you go, in case there are more traps?
Now this is interesting.
Critical damage taken. You think you hear a faint sound of whispering coming from the skulls, but the word is unintelligible.
On the hunt.
Okay. Not as bad as I thought. Still pretty bad.
Need something?
stay out of sight.
The mercenary eyed me, wary as I approached, his weapon readied. What are you doing here? I left my mask inside. Let me pass. Alright then, go. And report to Acolyte and she'll give you your assignment. They should be just here finished with their meeting in the big chamber. Okay, not gonna ask anything, that's kinda stupid. Just ask confidently and...
Quiet!
Speaking
I'm
of
here.
nothing, you're incredibly fast, so let's hope you don't get killed. Now we get to steal stuff. Wonderful.
I'm on the trail.
We'll have to go through these rooms once more after this. By the deeds of my tongue, and oh, that's not it.
I'm on the trail.
You already know that one.
Let's see this stubborn bastard.
The queen that was and still is. Yeah, we know this one as well. I read so many books.
I'll tinker with that. What could go wrong?
His delivery of that line is amazing, by the way.
Quietly now.
A secret here. That was lucky. Binding copper. That's some very low quality armor you have. But you're gonna be such a big challenge.
Been an eye out.
Hey guys, do you know if there are any secrets in here? You should know that if I become hostile, and I assume that I will, to those guys, I'm going to have to slaughter them all.
I'll take a look.
Close the door, thank you. Allot flutters and begins hand to his forehead. He took a straggling step forward, coughing and sputtering.
Back, ye Claude! Those hooded fiends are nigh to be trusted.
Oh, pull yourself together. It's nothing, I'm fine. This probably isn't the best place to linger anyhow.
Slow and silent.
Okay, I don't want to do that right now. There are so many quests and I don't want to reach a checkpoint where I won't be able to come back from this place. There's so many other quests I need to finish. Wonderful. Far from home. His plan to address the shortage of trained soldiers, he's asked Forge Master Dunstan to construct Forge Knight soldiers made from suits of armor. Dunstan has crafted the armor, and now he just needs the research for Vienna to complete the project. Right, let's talk to Doughton. And finish this quest once and for all.
Good day, stranger.
I actually don't know what the Yliel does. Did you find her? Yes, but not as you expected. Okay, the old man studied the amulet. Buenas used this, not to wear this. Where did you get it? From Helig, who's kept her soul trapped inside for decades. Okay, give him the amulet or... whatever, just say this. Dalton's eyes widened in horror. No, please, after searching for her for so long, he gazed at the amulet. Just to have her close to me and visit her in my dreams. That would be enough. Enough for you, but what about her? If you keep her trapped in this amulet for the sake of your own comfort, you're no better than the wizard who imprisoned her. Oh, should I give him this? I mean, I don't like him. I don't care about her, but I don't like him. This isn't your choice. Rowena wants to be released, and I'll honor her wishes. You know, let's try to charm him. You're right. Please, let me do it. He drew a club with a trembling hand and crushed the amulet. As the gem cracked, I felt essence rush from it. Thank you for showing me the reason. Perhaps she'll wait for me in the next life. By the flame, she won't have to wait long. Please take this. It's from my old adventuring days. I think it's time I finally let them go. What did I get? Oh, you have a belt. That critical damage taken. I'm gonna keep that for now, I guess. Next quest. He may find more about the circumstances of his brother's death in Defiance Bay. He suggested there might be a record of Saint Sword in an archive in the Ducal Palace. Okay, can do that. It shouldn't be that bad, right? Okay, let's move. Still looking for secrets, so... Huh. Thought he was wearing a robe and a hood of Whitaker or whatever.
Not a sound.
Just Sears. Oh look, this place has two entrances. I wonder if that's gonna be important later. Okay. What is this place? Valiant Emissary. Quinolan. That's a pretty decent name, by the way, Quinolan. Let's get inside.
I shall be discreet.
Welcome to the Ducal Palace.
Hail, traveler.
Who are you? I'm a page here at the palace. I deliver messages and run errands for the Duke and his advisors. The pay is not great, but I can't think of a better introduction to politics. Looking for news? What is the Ducal's Palace? It's the seat of government here in Defiance Bay. This is where Duke Amethant Herod declared freedom for Andir some 150 years ago. It also harbored a regional politics. Trust me, the gossip here beats what you find in any tavern on Brothel in the city. She laughs. Where to start? We've got meetings, public hearings, ceremonies, and that's just the stuff that happens out in the open. This is where the Duke and his key advisors work, so there's always someone bartering for a favor. Unfortunately, I'm not at liberty to talk about the side of things. But if you want the official version, we have a shrine devoted to Magran, official records and characters of public hearing and council meetings. Magran. Yes, it's a symbol of Magran's protection. In Defiance Bay, he's represented the revolutionary spirit in Dawood ever since the independence, and her involvement in creating the Guardhammer bomb only affirmed her position to us. That's also where the first of the sacred fires burns, but Virga and Turquil, Adrant, has had trouble keeping them lit. What kind of records are stored here? Mostly though, official stuff. Council accounts, tax records, military registers. Now I keep my distance. I got curious one day and got drifted into a reshelving half of the records. Worst day in my life. Is there a hearing going on right now? Sure. Ducover's been meeting with some of the city's leaders for weeks now, trying to figure out how to address the legacy. The whole business is terribly secret though. I tire of sit here in the gallery during the lunch breaks one day and got turned away, but a lot of the talks concern animancy, so that's a good reason. They're keeping the meetings behind closed doors though. I see. Tell me about the current Duke. That would be Aver Wogren. Don't let the title fool you though. Our Duke has been elected since independence. Some find Duke Avar rather coarse. He is a formative noble. Personally, I think a rough and tumble tribe is just what Defiance Bay needs. Oh, precisely.
Nice and quiet.
Look,
Hey.
stuff to borrow. Counts. To sell later. Okay, that's the animals hearing. We're looking for the archives. Most bright Morgan transform us with your flame. Whatever. Should we speak with her?
Hello.
The woman's head is bowed as her lips moved in prayer. Just as I approached, I caught a glimpse at the statue near her. She noticed me and forced a smile. Praise be Morgan, and welcome to her temple. How may I be of service? You seem upset. What's wrong? It's about the fires, isn't it? She puts hand out on the shoulder. They're just symbols. Can't put your faith in them. Fires. The sacred prayer all around town. You must have seen the statues of the goddess around the city. hoarding up empty bazaars. I've kept them buried steadily for 15 years, but I haven't been able to conjure them for months now, and people need to see them more than ever these days. So go light them again. I see plenty of flames here. They don't work that way. They are holy fires. It is more devotion and prayer that keeps them lit. But lately, when I try to pray, all I can think about are the Hellborn all over the city, the grieving families, the refugees. How could Margan allow us to suffer like this? What strength do we gain from the soulless child? And this has shaken your fate. She nodded, running her hand through her hair. But I believe Margan may be speaking to me. She frowns and casts a quick glance at my direction. Lately I've seen visions, a place in the wilderness, with a pool filled with sunbursts of color, strange falls that seem to rise at the heavens, even while they splash into the earth. And behind the falls is a cave filled with fire and heat and danger, and some token of my goddess. I know there's something there, but where it is now, or how it will get there, I've been meaning to ask around at the expedition hall to see if anyone recognizes the description. To be honest though, I don't know what I'd do even if I found the place. An uncertain mission with no clear outcome, I can understand her confusion. Still, it seems odd that she would send us when the vision is clearly hers. What's the significance of these secret fires? They symbolize Morgan's power and guidance, and right now the people of Defiance Bay need to be assured of her presence. Our neighbors in Valiant Republics see us as superstitious, but we're just sensitive to the signs and warnings of the gods. Tell me about the temple here. Morgan is the most revered goddess amongst the Dawoodians, so it's no surprise that her temple is part of the ducal powers. Her fires symbolize trails, revolutions, and the blaze of new paths, all of which are important to us. This is the first of the secret fires. When this is lit, so are the rear around her city. The rest, never mind. Let's continue looking for the archives.
Welcome.
Okay. A taciturn man with graying hair pores over a tome. He's just withdrawn from one of the shelves. He glanced up at me with baggy eyes. Yes, is there something I can pull for you? I'm looking for military records from the time of Saint's War, trying to find out what happened to someone. The man cleared his throat. We've had a number of inquiries about such information. I'm afraid we had no bar to access the public. Seems there's still quite a number of folk in Darewood who bear ill will towards Redcreans. It would be irresponsible to surrender their names just to anyone. Many came to settle here as refugees. Perhaps if you were more established in Defiance Bay, things would be different. But I have no reason to suspect you to be any different from the others. We've come a long way. I just need to find out about my brother. I don't even know what side of the war he fought on. You must understand, I have heard many such stories. I'm afraid there is nothing in the brief. Wow. Okay. Those lost in the flood. Can I steal all your books? The Queen That Was. Massive hand for coat. I don't know what I actually placed in my inventory, just... So many reading materials. So many indeed. And you know what? I want that goat now. You know what? It's not that important. Let's move on. Okay, sorry Eder, we need to find a different quest then. Cinders of the Fate. Figure tranquil, Adrian of Magyar has had her faith shaken by Hollowborn crisis in Defiance Bay. We'll take a look at that later. Lord of the Barren Lands. The Gilded Veil is ruled by Lord Redrick. The Master below? The Long Hunt. Commander Cleavers of the Knights of the Crucible has a plan to address the shortage of trained soldiers. You know what, let's just read the book.
No, no. What's impressive is cleaving a man's spine without lopping the head clean off. That takes aim.
Did that once. My case was an accident, and I still wake up some nights feeling bad for him.
Oh, you guys have great chemistry, I have to say. Is that a wand? Just asking. Damage against prone, stunned, flanked. Okay, I'm sorry, but this is not. Yeah, it's a club. We're not gonna use that. I don't know about it though. Once owned by the Glenfathian barbarian Barwin Kawaha, this club has ended the life of many of the opponents. Barwin was known to rush heading into every battle, swinging the club over his head, shouting, "They own Dibria, vengeance just and merciless." Even in victory, Barwin was relentless, using the club to dispatch wounded or captured foes where they lie in time. His battle cry came to be associated with the weapon itself, remembered long after Barwin's death. Cheap spells. Okay, let's get one of those books out of my inventory. Daily affiliation, focus and efficiency. 1. All errors can be reforged into lessons. Adrian rebuilt himself from ruin. No setback is instrumental, but even that itself, so long as the soul is dedicated to the task. Work hard, work well. Adrian demands only honest labor and forthright service. All errors can be reforged if your first intentions are pure. All ignorance can be reforged into knowledge. Master your craft, excel what you have been trusted to. Do not offend your teachers by remaining student forever. Each generation must forge its success. Teach your trade to all who are willing to learn, and in doing so, multiply the fruit of your knowledge. All difficulties can be reforged into triumphs. Meet strife with humility and acceptance. Let adversary temper an ingot of your will, and you will never shatter. Embrace your station, fulfill the duties of your rank, and meddle not in the affairs of your betters. All goats fail at their weakest link. All loss can be reforged into strength. Profitable work heals all emphases. So long as you have the tools of our trade, you will always be able to forge wealth anew. Value the works of others, and they will value yours work in turn. Share the harvest with the hungry, and your tools with the destitution. Our souls can be reforged into whatever we will. Hard work is not exclusive to life. That is no time or complexity. Commit yourself to excellence in the circle and the next life. Cool. The Saints' War, Part 1. Okay, that didn't help. All these things need to be sold. Anyway, we have so many books to read, and I'm going to end this episode here. Thank you all for joining me, and I'm gonna see you all next time. Goodbye.